Here are a lot more questions that you should ask your relationship partner. What political parties do you support?
Will you agree that we can disagree on some of the issues without it affecting our relationship?
What do you think is your greatest accomplishment to date?
Why is that? What would you like to have accomplished?
Do you want to have children?
This could be a deal breaker. Ask how many children they would like and when they would like to start having a family.
Who will stay home and take care of the newborn baby?
In dual career families, it is no longer clear who the primary caregiver will be.
How do you think our children should be schooled?
Ask if they prefer public school, private school, or homeschooling. When should children start going to school?
How do you think our children should be disciplined?
Find out what disciplinary measures they would take for a variety of typical problems, like stealing, bedwetting, lying, talking back, and so forth.
What if we cannot have children?
It is possible that you may not be able to conceive a child together. If not, it is important to know your partner's views on exploring other avenues.
What are your views on abortion?
This is a very sensitive but very important issue.
Would you be willing to adopt a child?
If so, what age would you prefer? A boy or a girl? Are race and cultural background important to you?
How often do you drink alcohol?
Find out the frequency for a variety of alcoholic beverages. Include beer, wine, hard liquor, mixed drinks, and specialty drinks. Ask how often they were drunk. Have they ever had a driving while intoxicated citation? Were there any alcoholics in their family?
How do you want to spend your day off?
Do you want to do things together? What activities are most important to you? Who would you like to spend time with?
Describe what you think our relationship will be like in 10 years.
Find out what they think your lifestyle will be. Will you still be living where you are now? Will you still be romantic?
How often do you see your parents?
This will tell you a lot about what role your partner's parents may play in your relationship.
Do you or did you get along with your parents?
More importantly, do you get along with them now? What are your differences? Are there any family issues that I should be aware of?
Will we spend time with our families during the holidays?
Find out which holidays it will be every year. Will you host them some years? Will your families alternate the holidays?
How often do you see your friends?
Find out what these activities will be. Will you be included? Are they simply a night out, or are some of them weekends or longer trips?
It's break time. Before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the tallest mountain in the world? I'll tell you the answer at the end of this video. Do you consider yourself a religious person?
What is their religion? Do they believe in God? How did they come by their beliefs?
How often do you attend religious services?
Do they attend services at all? Just on Sundays? Holidays only? Do they want you to adopt their approach?
What was the name of the last book you read?
How often do they read? Who are some of their favorite authors? What type of books are their favorites?
Where did you go on your last vacation?
Find out how interested your partner is in traveling. Where have they been? Where would they like to go? Do they like cruises? Do they prefer guided tours or exploring on their own?
Have you ever done volunteer work?
Find out what organizations they are interested in. What is their time commitment to these volunteer activities?
Have you ever smoked?
When did they start smoking? For how long did they smoke? How were they able to stop?
What medical problems have you had?
In addition to becoming knowledgeable about medical problems, get the names of all doctors and specialists. Find out your partner's blood type.
Have you ever undergone therapy?
Who are or were the therapists? What was the diagnosis?
Have you ever been in trouble with the police?
What were the issues? How old were you? Did you have to pay fines or serve time?
How do you feel about pets?
What kinds of animals would you like? How many? Would you be willing to clean up after them and take them for walks?
Do you like to go out dancing?
Would you be interested in taking dancing lessons?
How many lovers have you had?
The number and extent of their previous relationships can provide valuable information about future stability.
Have you ever been in a serious relationship?
Find out how many relationships. Are they still in contact with the person? Who ended the relationship and why?
What are your goals?
You should have similar goals. Some of them should be individual goals, while others should be for both of you together. Be sure to ask about both short-term and long-term goals.
How will we decide the frequency of our lovemaking?
Find out what your partner's preferences are for themselves and for you.
What health insurance do you have?
Find out what is covered and what is not. Adequate health insurance is an essential ingredient for any long-term relationship.
Do you consider yourself a spender or a saver?
If both of you are spenders, then someone is going to have to change.
Do you want to own your own home?
Some people do not want the hassle that comes with home ownership.
Do you consider yourself to be a romantic person?
Successful relationships build in romantic interludes on a regular basis and through all the years.
Do you consider yourself to be a good listener?
Good communication is essential. Good listeners facilitate communication.
What are the things that you absolutely will not tolerate in a relationship?
Both of you should prepare a list and share the reasons why these are so important to you.
Before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the tallest mountain in the world? Well, Mount Everest, of course. That's all for now.